8 Reasons You Shouldn't Embrace Virtual Reality Yet. Virtual reality, or VR, is undoubtedly the next big thing in technology. VR holds a lot of promise, and is potentially capable of completely transforming how we indulge in digital entertainment. The VR space already has its fair share of competition, with big names like Google, Oculus, and Microsoft, to name a few, in the fray. But as exciting as it is, there are quite a few reasons why you shouldn't embrace virtual reality yet. Check them out. 1. That display resolution of majority of VR headsets, though seemingly sufficient, is still not good enough for an immersive experience. Even Full HD content doesn't really look that good due to the relatively large spread-out projection space. The VR display resolution needs to be standardized to at least 4K, or preferably even more. 2. Although there are many VR games that you can play, the actual experience of playing them isn't that engaging. Either the games are glitchy, or the graphics don't really render that well in a projected virtual environment. Until the games can provide the level of detail comparable to that afforded by some of the best console and PC titles, VR gaming will continue to be less than perfect. 3. Although it's true that VR headsets like Samsung Gear VR and Google Cardboard can be easily purchased, the same can't be said about more popular products such as the Oculus Rift. In fact, the shipments for Oculus Rift's consumer version have been delayed multiple times. VR technology needs to be easily available to consumers everywhere for it to gain real traction. 4. Popular VR headsets like Oculus Rift and HTC Vive still need to be connected to a PC via HDMI for the processed video feed to be sent to the headset. Although other headsets like Samsung Gear VR don't have this issue, you still need a flagship-class smartphone slotted in the headset to provide the processing power. VR technology needs to be fully wireless, and independent of any additional computing hardware. 5. This is pretty much self-explanatory. When you have a VR headset strapped to your face, you're completely oblivious of what is happening in the real environment around you. VR technology has to get mature enough to include some type of visual or tactile feedback or notification system about events happening in the real environment around the VR user. 6. Majority of the powerful VR headsets that are available to consumers are quite expensive. An example is the Oculus Rift, which costs $599. Although there are cheaper options like the Samsung Gear VR and Google Cardboard, they lack the advanced features and better hardware. 7. There's a whole range of health issues associated with using VR headsets for a long time, including motion sickness, fatigue, and nausea. VR headsets are also quite chunky, which makes using them for extended amount of time an uncomfortable experience. No matter how good and futuristic a technology is, it's certainly not more important than one's health. 8. VR technology is still in a state of evolution. As such, the VR experience is currently limited to being used by only a single person at a time. This essentially means that multiple users can't interact with each other in a virtual environment.